Welcome. Cultural routes have become essential pathways for promoting sustainable tourism by seamlessly integrating heritage preservation with responsible travel. These routes, encompassing a rich variety of historical and cultural sites, invite travelers to deeply connect with both the tangible and intangible heritage of a region. Instead of merely observing, tourists become active participants in a journey that bridges past and present, creating meaningful connections with the landscapes and stories they encounter. In this section, we'll explore the vital role that cultural routes play in fostering sustainable tourism, highlighting how they combine historical richness with eco-conscious travel practices to ensure that cultural and natural treasures are preserved for future generations. Let's embark on this exploration together. Cultural routes are not just a means of connecting historical sites, they offer a deeper, more immersive experience, transforming travelers into participants in the ongoing preservation of both tangible and intangible heritage, while aiding lesser-known destinations economically. Tourists who walk these paths engage actively with the landscapes and stories they encounter, creating a meaningful connection that enhances both their experience and the preservation of these treasures for future generations. The cultural routes of the Council of Europe exemplify this approach to sustainable tourism. With 47 certified routes covering over 3,500 destinations across 46 countries, these pathways offer millions of visitors a sustainable, culturally enriching way to explore Europe's heritage. From the popular Santiago de Compostela pilgrim routes to lesser-known gems like the route of El Legado Andalusi, these cultural corridors are vital to the preservation and promotion of Europe's shared past. A standout example of a cultural route that embodies sustainable tourism is the route of El Legado Andalusi in Spain. This route not only celebrates the rich legacy of Muslim heritage in the Iberian Peninsula, but also encourages travelers to explore lesser-visited towns and villages. By directing tourists away from heavily visited destinations like Granada and Seville, this approach helps to distribute the economic benefits of tourism more evenly across the region. Small communities along the route gain increased visibility, with local businesses such as family-run inns, traditional artisans, and local eateries benefiting from the influx of visitors. This model not only alleviates the environmental and social pressures on major tourist hubs, but also helps to sustain the cultural practices, crafts, and traditions of smaller communities, ensuring they remain vibrant and economically resilient. In this way, the route of El Legado Andalusi stands as a powerful example of how cultural heritage can be leveraged to promote regional development while preserving the diversity and richness of local cultures. Cultural routes serve as essential conduits for fostering intercultural dialogue and mutual understanding across Europe. These routes, which often span multiple countries and transcend national borders, provide travelers with a unique opportunity to experience Europe's shared heritage on a deeper level. By following these routes, visitors can trace historical connections that reveal how cultures across the continent have influenced each other over centuries, fostering a sense of unity in diversity. These routes highlight the common values, such as peace, cooperation, and respect for cultural diversity, that bind European nations together, while simultaneously celebrating the unique traditions, languages, and customs of each region they traverse. For example, a route might lead travelers through historic trade paths, pilgrimage trails, or areas of artistic and architectural significance, offering a nuanced perspective on Europe's complex, interconnected past. In doing so, cultural routes encourage not only a greater appreciation for each region's distinct heritage, but also a deeper understanding of the shared historical threads that unite Europe as a whole. Through such journeys, cultural routes become more than just travel experiences. They are platforms for intercultural exchange, where travelers and local communities alike engage in a dialogue that fosters empathy, mutual respect, and a richer understanding of a continent's multifaceted identity. This approach helps build a more cohesive, culturally aware Europe, where heritage and diversity are celebrated hand in hand. Routes like the Santiago de Compostela pilgrim paths and the Hanseatic League exemplify how historical trade and pilgrimage paths have transformed into vibrant networks that promote cultural exchange across Europe. These routes are not only pathways of historical significance, but also living connections that bridge centuries of interaction, conflict, and cooperation, reflecting the deep and complex relationships between European communities over time. As travelers walk along these historic routes, they engage with a legacy of shared experiences that have shaped European society, reminding us of the common heritage that underpins the continent's diverse cultural landscape. The Santiago de Compostela routes, once solely religious pilgrimages, now attract people from all backgrounds who seek spiritual reflection, historical insight, or cultural immersion. Similarly, the Hanseatic League, originally a network of trade alliances, continues to link towns and cities across northern Europe, preserving a sense of shared commercial and cultural history. By exploring these routes, modern-day travelers are invited to reflect on Europe's collective past, gaining an appreciation for the varied traditions, languages, and customs that define the continent today. These journeys encourage an understanding of both unity and diversity, fostering respect for cultural differences while celebrating the enduring bonds that connect European nations. In this way, routes like the Santiago de Compostela and the Hanseatic Leagues serve as powerful reminders of our interconnected past, promoting a vision of Europe that is both unified in its heritage and rich in its diversity. The slow travel movement, a new sustainable approach to tourism, encourages travelers to spend more time in fewer places. This approach reduces the environmental impact of tourism, fosters a deeper connection with local cultures, and allows visitors to fully appreciate the landscapes they traverse. Beyond the preservation of physical landmarks, cultural routes play a critical role in safeguarding intangible cultural heritage, traditions, languages, rituals, and artisanal crafts. The route of El Legado Andalusi, for instance, brings travelers into contact with local customs and crafts, ensuring that these traditions continue to thrive in the face of globalization. In conclusion, cultural routes are far more than paths through history. They are essential tools for promoting sustainable tourism, supporting local economies, and fostering intercultural understanding. As these routes continue to grow in significance, they will play a crucial role in preserving both the cultural and natural heritage of Europe for future generations.